How's it, guys? Welcome back to the live today. Very excited because it's NFP, which is non-farm payrolls, and that is the whole point of this live today. I'm going to be going over what this entails for the crypto market today. It's going to be very, very volatile. So just be cautious when trading today, as a lot of people will be losing money and you don't want to be on that side of it. So I'm going to be going over NFP, what the results, what I think they might be. And then obviously we're going to be going over a lot of different types of charts, and then also put in the comments whatever charts you want me to go over, and I can definitely do that for you guys. So yeah, I'll also put a question here in at the bottom there, what you guys think Bitcoin's going to do first, and it is a very, very, very important day. So if you guys like this video, please make sure you guys like and subscribe to get future notifications for to this channel. So let's get straight into it. So let's take a look at what we have today. So we have non-farm employment rate change, unemployment rate, average hourly earnings month on month. Okay, so the most important part of this today is the non-farm employment change and the unemployment rate. So we have to be making sure that we don't trade during this time, because what can happen is prices normally pump and dump right before, and we only get a direction once the actual results come out. So be sure to make sure that you don't trade during these times, like I said earlier. And what this entails for the crypto market, well, we need to make sure that the results are obviously positive, negative, depending on what they are. So let's take a look at average hourly earnings. So basically what this tells you, it tells you the change in prices businesses pay for labor, excluding the farming industry. So if the actual hasn't come out yet, is greater than the forecast, this will be bullish for the dollar, right? And what that basically means is the dollar will be going up, and then Bitcoin obviously would do the opposite. Then the non-farm employment change, this basically tells you how many jobs are put into the market, how many people are employed during the previous month. So basically, if it's greater than 193,000, this will be bullish, because think about it, if you in the US economy, if you have more jobs, it's obviously good for the economy, so that will boost the dollar. Then obviously the unemployment rate will have to be below 3.6 for it to be bullish. So obviously we don't know what's going to happen, so that's why we have to wait for the news to come out. So I'll be talking about this and what impact it will have, and then I'll be going over some important charts. So also be sure to comment below what chart you want me to go over. It's going to be a nice session today. The market is looking a bit down, a bit bearish on the shorter time frame, but obviously that will change according to the news. So let's take a look at some of the charts that we have going on. So first of all, I want to speak about Bitcoin, right? Obviously, Bitcoin is the leading coin of the crypto market. So I want to take a look at this chart I've been speaking about for the last couple weeks here. So I was speaking about this, that we could be in a potential bull run stage, right? A lot of people obviously think that Bitcoin can still go down to 12,000. I'm not saying it can't, but we are looking very, very bullish on a higher time frame here. And the reason why I'm saying that is, looking over here, what we can see is, since the bottom of the previous red candle over here, we have come up around about 45%. To be exact, it is around about 48%. So we are currently moving up. We have broken so much structure to the upside, broken this high over here, broken this high, and we are trading above this zone here, the 22,000 zone. And I was speaking about that. Once we cross this zone, we could be potentially looking at 25,000 to 30,000 levels. Okay, so I'm going to put the moving average here just to show you what this basically entails here. So let's take a look here. I'm going to put the 200 moving average. So looking at the 200-day moving average, we are finding some resistance at this level, okay, which is important. So in order for Bitcoin to carry on to the upside, well, we need to break this level here. We need to break past 24,800. Once we break that zone, then we can expect price to go up from this point. because the 200-day moving average obviously gives us an idea of where the resistance and support is. And now we are obviously finding resistance at this zone. But once we break it to the upside, we can be looking at potential targets of, 30,000, which is our nearest resistance line / support. And this is in confluence of this zone over here, right? So we have a lot of support sitting at these areas, and then obviously this area over here. So just be mindful of, we could still get back up to 30k and then obviously come back down. So I do think that in the long term we are bullish, but obviously that's might change depending on what the rates are today, because if the first Friday of the month is the biggest Friday and the biggest event of each month. So just be mindful of how important today is within the crypto scene. So higher time frame, currently still bullish, nothing's changed. So I will be looking at smaller time frames, obviously, to look at some entries here, but definitely looking quite good. We hold this line over here that I've been speaking about multiple times, and obviously we had a nice bounce off this area. Yeah, so it is still looking very bullish on the higher time frame, and obviously, we need to take out that 25,000 level in order for us to remain bullish, right? So let's take a look at a few of. So I want to take a look at the Bitcoin dominance quickly, because this is very important, because what this Bitcoin dominance chart tells us is what is happening within the crypto scene in terms of how much dominance is Bitcoin scaling in terms of the other crypto coins. So you can see that this mid-range I was speaking about in the last video at 44.18% got broken to the upside, but now is starting to come back down. So we could potentially see some loss in Bitcoin dominance, which is very good for the altcoins, because that means, sure, I'll go over ADA just now, 100%. So looking at the Bitcoin dominance here, you can see that we at this crucial area, right? A lot of resistance and support at the zone, and now we're currently losing it, and that obviously gives us a bit more momentum for the altcoins. So the altcoins could potentially start rallying within the next couple of days because of this one indication. And at the top here, this just shows you when Bitcoin was at this dominance at the range high, we were at 57,000. When we were over here, we were at 38,000, and then over here we were at 29,000. So it's just a nice insight of what's happening. So let's take a look at total 2 quickly. I'm just going to be going over these quickly, and then I'll be going over all the other charts, and I'll start off with Cardano because it was suggested in the chat. So looking at the total 2 market cap excluding Bitcoin, and this is important because I was speaking about this zone on Wednesday, because what this zone tells us is that we have been respecting this trend line multiple times, and now we're starting to get that break to the upside. You can see over here, we broke this trend line, and now we're getting that break to the upside. And that's because the Bitcoin dominance is losing strength. And that shows us that price for the altcoins could potentially start rallying within the next couple of days. So be mindful that Bitcoin is probably going to start losing strength, but the altcoins will be gaining strength. So you want to be on the altcoin side of the market if you are trading altcoins, because this is giving us good indication that this could come back up to around about 679 level. Okay, so this 679 billion zone would be the area of looking to short some altcoins, but at the moment it's looking very bullish on the altcoin side. So just be mindful about this chart over here. Sure, let's go over Cardano quickly. So Cardano, yeah, I was looking at this chart yesterday, and basically what is happening now, I'm just going to take all of these off, and let's just take a look at the higher time frame. So we had this nice move to the upside. We broke this level over here. So we broke this level at 0.3399, which was our level of support, right? And now we're trading way above this zone, which tells us that price could still potentially come up, okay? But we have to know where price is going to go once we reach it, right? So looking over here, we can see that we have a level of resistance slash support at 0.4241, which is a very, very important level, because when looking here, what shows you is we have a support zone here and a lot of resistance at the zone. So look at this, the supports over here. So in order for price to break the zone, it's going to have a lot of volume within the next couple of days, and that's why this total 2 market cap would be a good indication that we might actually break that level. So be mindful of that chart there. So Cardano, let's take a look at the higher time frame here. So we have our levels, we have our range. So we are within this range here, okay? I'm just going to highlight this range, and we're going to make that orange, okay? So we're in this range. So in order for us to break out the range, we need to close above this zone. So we're on the daily here. I'll be going into smaller time frames just to obviously look for potential positions. But looking at this range, we need to break above 0.4274 in order for us to carry on up. And what's quite interesting here is this moving average line, this blue line you see here, is starting to find some support. So once this starts to turn up like that, then we're probably going to break through the zone. So be aware of this moving average here. It's very, very important. So let's take a look at the smaller time frames here. I'm going to go in the hour. Let's just take this away. Yep. So on the hourly chart here, we have some levels at this zone over here. Okay. So we have this level over here. Okay. So this is our hourly support, and that lines up with this resistance over here, this resistance here, and over here. And it's found support multiple times at this area, which implies that price gets rejected off the zone. And that's currently what we're seeing at the moment, where price came down, rejected off the zone, and we're looking at potential moves to the upside. So when looking at Cardano here, well, what I would be looking at is we have some type of resistance at this level here, okay, on the 1 hour. So we have this level over here, and what this level tells us is we are struggling to break it. So once we break this zone, then we can look at potential long. So I would look at bars above this area, definitely. So I'll be looking at bars above 0.4022. Looking at bars above this zone. And then what I'll be waiting for is, obviously, we need a candle to close above here. So we need the 1 hour candle to close above this zone. Because basically, if we just get what is happening on this candle, then we can get rejected. So let's just take a look at the smaller time frames here. Let's go on the 30 minutes. 30 minute lines up perfectly. So we need a 30 minute candle closure above 0.4022 in order for us to look for bars. Okay. And where would you take profit? Well, we have a level of resistance at this zone over here. Okay. And then a level of resistance up here. So these would be the potential targets to look for. It is around about a 1% move to this zone, and then a 1.76% move to the top zone. So just be aware of this. We could potentially be looking at potential longs here. So bars would be valid above 0.4022, but we have to wait for that candle to close above the zone. If we don't get that candle to close above the zone, then we're most likely just going to get rejected. So just be aware of that. Let me just take a look at the 15. 15 still looks very good here. So yeah, we can see on the 15 that we're bouncing in this range here. So we need a closure above this range in order for us to go up. And that would be a good entry to look at for Cardano. So yeah, this is basically a nice little short-term analysis, but make sure you put these levels on your chart. Very important levels that we have here. We have a very important zone that we need to break to the upside at 0.4022. Okay. And once we break above there, then we can look at potential longs back up to 0.4060. So yeah, comment down below Some other charts to go over. I'll be going over Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. So let's take a look at Bitcoin quickly, see what's happening here. So Bitcoin is quite interesting. We have this zone over here, okay? So let me just take this away. This was a trade I did yesterday. Looking at this potential zone, looking for sells below this zone at 23,378, and I'll be looking for bars above 23,600. Okay. Let me just move this. So I'll be looking for bars above here, bars above 23,600, and sells below 23,378. Obviously, on the short term, yeah, we're looking like we might be breaking structure to the upside. We have this bullish engulfing candle on the 30 minutes. The 1 hour also created this liquidity to the bottom, took some sell side liquidity, and might be pushing up here. So I'll be waiting for, obviously looking on the 5 minute here, we are currently just trading in this range here, okay? So in order for us to look at potential positions, well, what needs to happen? We need to break out the range. We need to break out the top side or break below the bottom here, okay? But what we can see on the 5 minute, what's quite interesting is that we have a little bit of support over here / resistance, okay? So we have this level over here that may be quite a good level to look at, because when looking left here, right, when looking over here, we have support over here. Then we form resistance over here. Okay, so we could potentially look at bars above 23,447. Bars above here would be quite good, so I'll be putting that as well. So bars above 23,447, and what that basically tells us is, obviously on the short-term time frame, right? We're on the 5 minute chart here. So this is for a quick scope. And I'll be looking at taking profits at around about probably these levels at the top here. Let me just chart that out for you guys. Okay. So we have a resistance at this zone over here. Right? We have some type of resistance there. So if we close bullish on the 5 minute above the zone, then I'll be looking at potential longs, right? Back up to 23,546. But be mindful about the news today. I would not suggest trading during this time. It's very, very important news. NFP is a very, very big day. I did explain the NFP earlier if you weren't here. So if you want to scroll back to the beginning, I did explain that. But just be mindful of the events today. It's going to be a very, very, very impactful day. It is one of the biggest days of the month. So, yeah, bars above this zone over here would be targeting around about 23,546, and my stop loss would be very tight. Okay, we'll have a short stop loss below this previous wick, but we need this 5 minute candle to close bullish. If it doesn't close bullish, then we're not going to be taking the position. This is a trade idea, right? So just be aware of that. Sure, I'll go over DYDX now for you. So yeah, just be aware of this. This could potentially happen on the short-term time frame. This is on the 5 minute, right? It's on the 5 minute chart. So we need a 5 minute candle closure above this zone. Yeah, if you guys are new here and you just joined, comment down below what charts you want me to look at. Okay, so I did this chart the other day. Let me just see what's happening here. Okay, yeah, we had, so looking at the DYDX here, you can see that we're in this beautiful uptrend. So price has just been creating these higher highs and higher lows, right? And then until that breaks, we'll be looking at potential sells, because looking here, what we have here on the 4 hour is this crucial support. So once we break this low, we can be potentially looking for sells back down to 2.569. Okay. So once we get a break below here, we can look for those positions to the downside. So be aware of this. I'll be looking at sells below here. There'll be a range to sell back down to 2.569, and this is on the 4 hour. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour is same goes over here. Let me just move this down a bit to that line. So I'll be looking at sells below 2.957, right? And yeah, you can see that currently on the 1 hour we broke this structure over here and we look like we might be coming down. So let's just see what happens at the support. If we hold the support, we're probably going to bounce off it. But if we don't hold the support, then we can be looking at potential sells back down to 2.569, and that would be a good position to look at. It would be around about, that's 12%, right? Jeez. Yeah, so this will be a very, very good position to take. It's a 12% gain. Obviously your stop loss will be based on where the previous candle closes above the zone. But if we close bearish below this 2.957, well, then I'll be looking at shorting, definitely. So just be mindful of that zone here. Let me take a look at the 30 minute. 30 minutes looks quite bearish over here. Let's take a look at the 15. 15 is also bearish, creating these lower lows and lower highs. Yeah, so I'll be looking at this trend line needs to break. If this trend line breaks to the upside, it could potentially go up, but you can see that price is holding this trend line. It's respecting these zones over here, right? So until the point of break above this zone, this trend line, well, then price is probably going to come up. But looking at the short term here, I'll be looking at sells below here, definitely 2.957 for potential sells. Let me take a look at the 5 quickly. Yeah, sure, I'll be going over Ethereum right now. Yeah, so DYDX. Yeah, let me just see here. Okay, we have a lot of support at this zone here. Okay, we have a level over here, and let's see where this lines up. Oh, it lines up perfectly, right? So it lines up perfectly with our support that we have over here. So what that means is that if price breaks below here, we could also potentially look for sells below this point. So sells would be valid below 3.109. I'll be looking at sells below here, but that's on the 5 minutes. So be aware that this area, obviously, it needs to break below. So let's take a look at Ethereum quickly. So Ethereum is interesting. Yeah, so let me just take a look at Bitcoin. I see that it's starting to move up a bit here. Yeah, so Ethereum, looking at Ethereum, yeah, I'm going to take a bigger view on the 4 hour. Okay, so what we see here, we are finding support at 1632.47. So this area over here is a crucial area, right? When looking left, what has happened, price has been reacting at the zone and getting pushed to the downside. And then whenever we close below the zone, we tend to come down. So that's why I said if we close below this area at 1632.47, I'll be taking sells back down to 15.98. But let's take a look at the smaller time frame here. The higher time frame, if this 4 hour candle closes bullish here, we could potentially looking at 16.56. But let's just see on the smaller time frames if we can look at potential positions here. So in the 1 hour, we're still in this range over here. Okay, so the 1 hour is looking bullish. So looking at the 15 here, okay. So the 15 minute, we have quite a crucial level at this zone here. So looking left here, yeah, it's a very valid level. I'll actually put it up here rather. And what this means is we need to break above here. Okay, once we break above this zone, we could look at potential buys. So if we break above 1646.8, we'll be looking at potential longs back up to around about 16.56. And your stop loss would have to be below this previous wick at 16.41. And then your take profit would be at 16.56. But remember, we have to wait for this 15-minute to close. If it closes below this range, then it's not valid, because what can happen is price can just reject off this area, right? Like it's done in the past. So sorry about that. So what I was looking at here is that price has been rejecting off this zone, okay, multiple times. So what that tells us is price needs to close above this area, above 1646.8 in order for us to look at potential longs. But if we don't get a closure above there, then we're going to get rejected back down to this zone. So be aware of that. We have 3 minutes until the 15-minute closes, and potential positions could be made here. So let's keep this on the side. I'll come back to this while I look at Solana. Let me just take a look at Bitcoin quickly. Yeah, this Bitcoin trade would have been nice. So we closed bullish. This is what I was speaking about earlier here. We closed bullish above this zone. So what's most likely going to happen? We're going to start moving to the upside here. This would have been a perfect trade to take. And you can see that it looks like we're starting to run to the upside here. So at the moment, I wouldn't be in the trade now because of the fact that we closed bullish. I should have stayed on this just to see here, but we are looking to go to the upside here. So let's take a look at Solana quickly. Someone comment down below Solana. Any other coins you want me to go over, just put in the comments and we can go over all of the coins you would like. So looking at Solana here, let me just take this away. So we have very, very important zones that are being respected here. We have a zone that's at 24.03, okay? This area over here is very, very important. And why is it important? Well, because when price comes down, we bounce. Price comes down. Whenever we close below, we come down. But whenever we close above the zone, we bounce, right? Closed above the zone, we're bouncing, okay? So let's take a look at the smaller time frames. At the moment, what I can see on the higher time frames, a lot of indecision, right? A lot of indecision in the market. But Bitcoin is obviously starting to move up a bit. This could be a potential fake out. But let's take a look at the smaller time frames here to see potential positions. So looking at the smaller time frame, at what I can see here, we have some type of level that we have here, okay, that has been being respected, okay. We have this trend line that's been respected. When looking at the 15, we can see it a bit more clearer, right? Okay, so we have this zone over here. So what I would want to see is, I'll still be looking for those bars above 24.79, okay. Looking at bars above 24.79, okay. This would be a very good buy area because currently we are trading in a weird range. So this range at the moment is not a great range to be trading in, because what is happening here is just a whole bunch of consolidation, right? Price is consolidating. It is starting to move up a bit, but I'll be looking at bars above 24.79 back up to 25.26, okay. That is definitely an option I'll be waiting for. So be sure to put this on your charts. These areas are very important to look at. Yeah, I mean, what other charts to go over here? I want to take a look at I think it was Axie Infinity. A lot of people love this this chart here. Yeah, comment down below if you want me to go over some other charts. We've gone over Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, and then I went through Chainlink in the beginning. But be sure to, if you want to see that, just scroll back into the video so you can see how I analyzed it. So looking at Axie Infinity here, let me just move this thing. So yeah, we can see that we are holding support at this area. So we have a very major support area at 11.08. So over here. So once we close below here, well then I'm definitely going for sells, because you can see whenever we close bearish below the zone, we tend to come down, right? So we closed below here, we came down. Over here, we closed below, we came down. So I'll be looking at sells below 11.08 for potential sells, back down to 10.62. So be aware of that. We are currently, Bitcoin is starting to show a bit more strength here on the 15. It did close bullish. I do think that we might move up a bit, but we do have that NFP today. So obviously, just be wary when you're trading today. It's very important to make sure that you're not trading during these times. I can't say it enough, because when news comes out, you don't know what's going to happen. No one knows what's going to happen with the news. A lot of people might say they do, but they don't. No one will know what is happening in news. So then why try to predict the news? There's no point of you being in a trade during news. It doesn't make sense. So just stay out the market and wait for the news to come out. So sells below this area, right? I'll be looking at sells below 10.6. I mean 11.808. Okay. So yeah, let's go back to Ethereum quickly. I just want to see here. We do have, so we have this Bitcoin trade that would have been beautiful. So the idea behind this trade is that we close bullish. We're probably going to start moving up to around 23,546. That is definitely a potential move to the upside, right? So we're definitely going to be moving there within the next couple of minutes. I want to take a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum, we need to wait for this, right? We need to wait. This is what we're waiting for here. So we need to close above 46.8. Maybe move this up a bit. Yeah, so what I would want to see is a closure above 47.23 rather for a long year. Once we get a closure above the zone, I'll be looking at potential longs. So the Bitcoin trade obviously is why price is going up here. But yeah, keep a lookout for this Ethereum trade here. It could be a nice one. So you can see on the 5 minute we're respecting this zone, but once we break above here, we're going to look for potential longs back up to 1656. So yeah, look out for that. So you can look at the Bitcoin now. It looks like we're getting that move to the upside. This would be a beautiful trade to take. Yeah. So this was a nice example of scalping on a small time frame, right? This is on the 5 minute, right? So you want to be in and out. You want to take profits. That's 0.3% on a leverage trade is more than enough, right? So, and the nice thing about trading on the 5 minutes is that you have very tight stop losses below the previous wicks here. So this is Bitcoin. We went through Ethereum. Any other charts you want me to go over? Just put them down in the description here, and we can definitely go over them for you guys. Yeah, if you guys missed this trade, no worries. It's just an example of how my strategy works, right? So I was looking at bars above 23,449, and the reason why I was looking for that, well, if you're looking left here, we have support at the zone. Let's carry on going left here. We have a resistance over here, and what happened is we closed above here, and whenever we close above a crucial level, what tends to happen is it takes out the liquidity of the sellers or buyers depending on the direction, okay? So at this point is, well, we broke above here, and now we're taking out all these sellers sitting at these levels. So the probability of us going up is more likely. So it's all based on probability and price, right? So yeah, I mean, what other charts do you guys want to look at? I've gone through quite a bit of charting here. A lot of people like Dogecoin. Yeah, so Dogecoin, I was speaking about this trade in the last Wednesday live, and I was looking at bars above the zone here, back up to 0.10654. Yeah, sure, I'll go over Chainlink for you guys now. So Dogecoin, we created a new high, okay? So we created a new high over here, which is very, very important. Dogecoin's been in this uptrend, and now it looks like we're respecting this level. So I wouldn't be surprised if Dogecoin comes back up to the 0.1071. And that's why I had my position here, and it went up around about, let's take a look at the 4 hour. It went around about 9% from the entry, okay? And now it looks like we're respecting that zone. But obviously, I'll be taking out all positions during NFP, because we don't want to be trading in NFP, right? NFP is very, very risky. Okay. So let's take a look at Chainlink. Yeah, so Chainlink's quite interesting here. Let me take a look here. Let me just move all of this stuff. Let me just take this away. Okay. So make it a bit cleaner for you guys, so you don't get lost here. So looking at Chainlink on the 4 hour, what can we see? Well, we are currently trading in this more of like a ascending channel here, okay? So what I can see here is that price is respecting levels such as these ones over here, okay? So we're trading in this ascending channel here, where price is bouncing off. So what I would be looking for is, I've got bars above 7.273. Looking at that, definitely looking for bars above there, and potentially sells below this trend line here. So I'll be looking at that, definitely sells below this trend line here, back down to 6.394. Because at the moment we are currently just in this horizontal range, but we in this ascending channel, right? So we are still making higher highs and higher lows, which implies that we're still bullish, right? We're still bullish on the higher time frame, but we do have news today. So just the news is gonna change the market structure of the next couple of days. Actually, it's gonna change the market structure of February. This news is very, very crucial to what's gonna happen for the price of all the cryptos. So yeah, let's take a look at the 4 hour, the daily. Looks all good here. So I'll be looking at bars above 7.2273, and I'll be looking at taking profits around about these levels at the top here. Yeah, which is around about a 3% gain. So it will be a small percent gain, but you're using leverage, right? When we trade futures, we use leverage. So your trade gets amplified by how much leverage you put in. So let's just say it goes up 1% and you're using 100 leverage. Well, then that's 100%. So when trading futures, just be aware of leverage. Rather use smaller leverage if you're not happy with the trade. And yeah, so sells below this point here would be good, right? Sells below here, and then bars would be valid above this point. Yeah. So this is obviously a smaller move, but it is a move that you can take. And the reason why I'll be looking for sells below this point is because we're having a trend line break over here, and we have a break of support. So once we break this trend line, I won't be going in there because price can come hit support and bounce up, right? But if we break below the trend line and break below the support, then we're definitely going to be looking at sells below to 6.349. But alternatively, we can look at bars above 7.273, right? Still an option. So keep that in mind. Let's go back to Ethereum quickly. I want to see what's happening here. Let me show you this quickly on the higher time frame. Let me show you this on the higher time frame. Yeah. So looking at Ethereum on a high time frame, because we want to identify where it's going to go in the next couple of days, right? So we are trading above the 200 A moving average, and once we break this below, then we can come down. But we are still bullish, right? We closed bullish yesterday. We closed bullish 2 days ago, and what this shows us is we could potentially move to the upside. Yeah, I should just want to quickly go back to the other position because it looks like we're starting to move up. Let me just change the color theme here. 5 minutes. Yeah. Okay. So looking at Ethereum, yeah, we could potentially look at longs here. So the next 5 minutes, if this closes above, we could look at potential longs. I'm not going to go in now because it could just get rejected. But yeah, looking at this, looks very decent for a long here. So we need to close bullish above this zone, above 1647.63. Once we close bullish above there on the 15, well then I'll be in a long position, and you can trade at your own risk, but that's something I'll be looking at. And then your stop loss would probably be below 42 here. 1642, your take profit would probably be around about 1656, but only if we close above here. If we don't close above this zone at 1647.23, then I won't be in the position, because the reason why this zone is very important, well, it's because a lot of resistance and support at this area. So we need to close bullish above the zone in order for us to take that position to the upside. So yeah, just be aware of that. This could be a potential trade to look at on the short term here, because we did have that Bitcoin trade that's looking very, very juicy here. So yeah, any other charts you want me to go over, put in the comments now. Or if there's any other things you want me to discuss, can also do that. Yeah, this is looking decent. We're getting some strength back in the markets here. The 1 hour, the 30 looking bullish. Yeah, I see Bitcoin retesting this level and then doing something like this, right? So this is the current position that looks very decent. And then obviously the ETH trade here. In 2 minutes here, if we close bullish, then I'll be looking at this long back up to 1656. So we have 2 minutes until that obviously closes. But yeah, if there's no other charts to go over, then yeah, 5 minute looks very good. Looks very, very good. Yeah, so just keep this this in mind. Yeah, this Ethereum trade, we could potentially be looking at that. Filecoin, sure, I'll go over Filecoin for you right now. I think I've done Filecoin before. Yeah, I have. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I analyzed it when it was very low. Let me just take everything off here. Okay. So looking at Filecoin here, yeah, Filecoin looks very, very good. So what I can see on the daily here, we have this beautiful support level, okay? And what's crucial about the support level, well, is price has been respecting this zone multiple times, right? So we've never closed above this area. And then same with over here, we didn't close below, which means that price is likely to come back up, and that's exactly what it's doing. Once we close below here, we're probably going to come back down. So on the daily, we're looking quite bullish on the daily. Although the daily yesterday was bearish, we're still respecting this level, which is important. It's important to note that. Okay, so we have a daily level over here. So I'm just gonna highlight that quickly. So this is our daily zone. Okay. So we are respecting this zone quite well. So on the 4-hour chart, we can see that we are bouncing from this area, which is our daily resistance slash support. And what I see over here, let's take on the 1 hour. There's not much market structure happening. Yeah. So I'll be looking at longs actually up here. Yeah. Longs will be valid above this zone here. Okay. So I'll be looking at longs above this area, bars above here, right? Looking at bars above 5.599. Definitely looking at that. And I'll be looking at taking profits around about these levels up here. We have a resistance over here. And this is the type of trade I'll be looking at. Okay. This is a nice risk to reward because we'll have to see how this bottom wick forms here, but it looks very decent. So what I'll be waiting for here, I'll be waiting for a 1 hour candle closure. Be mindful of that. Wait, we actually, yeah, I would want a 1 hour, just a 1 hour candle to close bullish above this zone at 5.599. Then I'll be looking at that long to the upside. So this is something I'll be looking at definitely. And then obviously we have this daily support zone, and if we lose this zone, then we're gonna plummet. Okay. So be aware of that. If we lose this area over here, price is going to come back down to lower levels. So be aware of that. So this is the current situation. Yeah, so looking at ETH here, it looks like we didn't close above. Let's take a look. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so looking at this, we closed above here. So what I'll be waiting for is I'll be waiting for this to get executed here, where the flip of this candle turns bullish, right? Once we flip bullish here, I'll be looking at a potential long back up to 1656, because we did close above this range. Yeah. So definitely looking at this right now. Close bullish on the 5, the 15, and the 30. So once we break this previous high on the 15 minutes, I'll be looking at potential longs. But if we don't break that high, then I'm not going to be looking at longs. So make sure that we break the high first. Awesome. Any other charts you want me to go over before I head off here? Let's just see what happens here for Ethereum. Yeah, so we broke the high. So good time to get in. Yeah, this would be a nice position. We did break the high on the 15. So yeah, ETH longs are valid. There is a slight delay in the chat, but it did break the high. Yeah, so I'm actually activated in this trade. Looking at potential targets of, this is quite ambitious, 1656, but that is our next resistance, right? So we could be targeting maybe this wick at the top here. Something like that, right? Definitely looking at that. So we did break the highs on the 15, the 5. We're still trading above this zone. So what I would be looking at here is, okay, the 5 minutes is still closed respecting the zone, right? So if we close respecting a support area, then we're most likely to drive up. But if we close bearish below the zone, then we need to manage risk, right? So you always have to keep these in mind. So if we close below 1647, well then we have to manage risk. But we did close bullish, bearish, but we closed respecting that support area, which is important, right? Because it told you that prices are getting some buys in here. Yeah, so take a look at the Bitcoin. Bitcoin looking very, very good. This was a nice trade. Ooh, whoops. Very nice trade here. It looks like it's about to hit take profit at 13,543. Very decent trade there. Ethereum looks like it's going to start pushing up here. So what I'll be looking at taking profits, potentially taking some profits at 1650, because we have some type of resistance over here, right? And then you could leave some runners to the top, right? So you can leave some runners to the top there. I'll be looking at that. Definitely. Yeah, so Bitcoin's starting to get that movement that we wanted. We had that closure above. Very good trade there. Yeah, so any other coins to go over, just put it in the comments. I'm gonna log off here in about a couple minutes. So yeah, if you want me to go over anything, just put it in the chat. Yeah, so currently long on Ethereum, and I'm long on Bitcoin currently. Yeah, we broke the highs. Yeah, take profit hit. Take profit 1 hit. So that would be take profit 1, right? So we hit that right now, and you can see that's why we draw these lines, right? Because we have levels that are respecting these zones, right? So we have this zone over here, and once we hit the zone, we got rejected. So TP1 was hit, and we rejecting off that area. So let's just see what happens here. My TP did hit for my one position, but you can see on the 5 minute here, it's looking like we're just getting liquidity to the upside. So we need to see how this 5 minute closes. Let's take a look here. Yeah, starting to close a bit bearish here. So grab this liquidity to the upside, hit that take profit level, and coming down. So I am out the trade, but the 15 minutes still looks decent, right? We just need to make sure that we close above the zone. We close above here. The thing is, Bitcoin's moving, right? So when Bitcoin moves, we tend to drive, right? So we're driving right now. We're driving up a bit, which is quite nice. Just remember, if you guys are in this trade, just secure your profits. Once we, obviously, this would be a nice area to secure profits. Like I took profits there, but we could definitely come back up to this 1656 zone. Remember, no emotions when trading. Once you place a trade, you put your stop loss, you put your take profits, and you let the trade ride. You don't want to be worrying about a position at all, or yeah, you see, so the 5 came down and then closed back bullish, which is quite nice. Yeah, so this trade basically it missed take profit by like 1 pip, pretty much. No, what? Not 1 pip, but like very, very small increments. Around about, yeah, 0.02%. So where do you think the profits could be for ETH? Yeah, so um, this was my first profit target over here, which is at 1650.61. The reason why is because we have resistance slash support here, and that's why it's finding some struggles at that zone. But after that, if we break above the zone, then it's most likely to come back up to 1656.17. But at the moment, yeah, still looks fine. Still looks not bad. Yeah, this Bitcoin trade, I mean, I'm already out of that. Yeah, so nice 2 trades caught in stream. So this one was a nice one from earlier. It was from the earlier stream. We got in at the bottom here, and then obviously you take profits. I took profits around about this area because I'm not a greedy trader. I take profits when I can. I would never want to wait. Obviously, like the satisfaction of your take profit getting hits is nice and all, but you want to be taking profits along the way. It's a major thing. A lot of new traders struggle with that. So once you're comfortable with your profits, then you must take it out, right? So yeah. Yeah, the 15 created a nice bottom wick over here. So what needs to happen here on the 15? Well, let's hope that we close above this zone here. That would be a good indication of price coming back up. It will be a very, very good indication that price is going to carry on going up. The Bitcoin, yeah, we just need a bit more volume. Let me take a look at the dollar quickly, see what's happening here. The dollar is starting to find some strength. Yeah. So we had take profit 1 hit. We're just gonna wait to see. I'm logging off in 5 minutes here, but these are the levels that you want to be looking at. So you'll take profit 1 there, and then this would be your TP2 at the top here. I just want to see what this 15-minute close looks like. I hope to see that we close bullish above this zone. So we have a level over here that needs to close bullish. So let's just see what happens here. Yeah. Let's see if we close bullish above here. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we close bullish above here. So because we have this resistance at this level, we actually closed above it, right? So we closed bullish above it. So I would expect price to come up. So still very good. Yeah, Bitcoin is actually going to hit the take profits. It's going to hit it right now at 43 in 1 second. 3, 2. Yeah, it's playing around that area. It's missed it by. Oh, whoops. What's happening here? Yeah, it was at 43. Yeah, it's hit it. So this was the first trade that we made in the beginning of the stream. So if you missed this trade, make sure to join the live streams, because we do live trading. If I do see trades within the live stream, I will be calling them out. So make sure you're here for all of the other streams where you can find potential live setups every Wednesday and every Friday, right? So yeah, at the moment we're also in this Ethereum trade. We're in this long position. We got our take profit at 1650.61, and then once we break above this zone, I'll be looking at yeah. So we just hit our take profit 1. We hit it right now. Starting to ride a bit. So I'll be looking at if you guys are in the position, rather secure profits, right? You want to be securing your profits. I mean, 100% can go up more. I'm not saying that it can't, but secure profits. So very nice trade we got going here for Ethereum. So we have TP hit. So what I would actually suggest doing is putting your stop loss to break even. So you put your stop loss to break even, so then it's a risk-free trade, right? Once you have a risk-free trade, you don't have to worry about it going in a loss. So yeah, I mean, this is looking very decent here. So our Bitcoin trade hit our take profit to the T. Ethereum is looking very decent here. So if you guys took this trade, put it in the chat so you can see how many of you guys took this trade. It's looking very decent here. Yeah, so I'm out of this trade. I got out at around about this zone. So I did get out, but if you want to hold to this level, you definitely can. I'm not saying that it's not going to go there, but I'll take profits when I want. So yeah, if you took this trade, put it in the chat. I want to see if any of you guys took this trade or you're just observing. But yeah, basically, in these live sessions, we will be doing live trading. And we did catch 2 nice trades. We caught this Bitcoin long from around about this zone, which was around about 0.4%, and this Ethereum trade where I took profits at around about, I think it was 0.24%. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate everyone being here, and I'll see you guys next week, Wednesday, for the next live stream. See you guys then.